Dialogue. A dialogue with myself to spark a dialogue with you. What art form expresses loneliness for you? This film has allowed me to reflect on the artistic expression of loneliness and isolation. An open conversation with myself to start a dialogue with you. In this unprecedented time, there is no better moment to ask questions. This is healthy, right? Without answers to find, we take life for granted. For some reason, back in 2016, being lonely was a topic that persisted with me. I was curious to know why this instinct I had was overwhelming me. What you and I know, technology is indeed part of our life. I tried to seek if this benefited us or not. I learned how people behave and their experience to using technology in every doing of their life. This is ever more the case as you watch this online, on a device, isolated with yourself, sharing virtual paths. At the time, pursuing my visual work on loneliness and isolation, Joe Cox released a Loneliness Commission and a call to action in 2017. 2018, UK appointed the world's first Minister of Loneliness, Tracy Crouch. Learning this information gave me an indication to not feel ashamed why I was doing this. I just felt that this modern day epidemic rang true for others, and I aimed to seek how to capture the many facets to our new reality. As a visual artist, my position became poignant. Why? I was practicing the art of isolation. Artists display vulnerability, dare to talk the unspoken, and it's that solidarity that creates the inner strength. Ironically, biowarfare has placed everyone in isolation, turning to creativity, the only way to express what is now a common familiarity. My main practice is film. Articulation loneliness through film is difficult. I can aim to convey desolate space, a singular person, or a floating feather in the air. But how can film display those many features that are the cause or the experience of despondency? Please place your answers on a postcard and send them in. My dialogue with you is, how does loneliness feel for you? Has not only today's environment perpetuated this feeling, however, our uncontrollable position of protecting existence causes the unavoidable. Subtlety in between. So how does an artist convey loneliness? And is it an aberrant, stratified position, a prescribed discourse? My dialogue, looking at art, reveals Edward Hopper, a more well-known American realist painter and printmaker. Hopper is a huge influence in pop culture, and his work is very much stills of film scenes. Bold individualism, beauty anticipation, outward expression of inner life. Morning Sun, very much like Woman in the Sun, Automat and Western Motel, painted in 1952, a meditated figure at one with herself, her inner reality and the outside world. That middle state of in-between, known her isolation plays, has left her to be lost in thought. I believe the sunlight is not just Hopper's painting theme, but for me it represents the passing of time. The sun emphasises the longing to be outside, to seek the daylight. However, the bed is the base of her movement. Unless the woman entangles her bared arms wrapped around her legs, she will be immobile, locked, stuck in thought. While the sun moves, that imprisonment is cold. The woman has pale skin, neutral face expression, while she sits on her sunbed. The woman featured is his wife, Josephine, aged 69. Hopper aims was to shine light on the importance of his wife, placing his wife and her ineffable gaze lost in between slumber and wakefulness. For me, the moving sun is a profound transfixed image of a woman lonely in pink.
Isolation, modern man in his man-made environment. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's true?
They do. It's a long process of gestation in the mind.
What painting expresses loneliness for you? My second example of art reveals Moon, a film directed by Duncan Jones, written by Nathan Parker, and stars one of the only few characters in the film, Sam Bell, an astronaut who spends excruciating, however solace time alone in space, mining for clean energy, seeking a better way of life for Earth. Scientific realism displays the disparity of the lunar industry fortune, the cost of humanity. From the far side, the dark side of the moon, Sam experiences isolation and loneliness, with the only communication he has, an artificial intelligent companion, Gertie. He suffers from depression and starts hallucinating. After discovering a suspicion, a cynical and emotional response from feeling lonely, his interpersonal relationship finds a doppelganger. Experiencing many differences and awkward altercations, they both suffer with health conditions and discover ethical breaches. The film is set on the most romantic planet. Science fiction and science truth place in a position consuming the desolate and emptiness of the human survival in confinement, highlighting how real are we, and someday we will die. For me, this film displays being alone with another you, a powerful psychological and distinct viewpoint of coping with loneliness that becomes uncontrollable. What film depicts loneliness for you? My final example of art reveals There Is Lonely by Prince, a musical provocation reaching the deepest and lowest expression through sound, an artist who encounters loneliness, a powerful musically gifted shy man who did not play the commercial music label game. He managed to provoke, eclipse and soundly vision profound longing. The shudder, falsetto, elongating, rhythmic and emotional nuance. An immense gospel transcendence that extends your internal sadness. Lonely isn't a game to play with because some artists, the spirit possesses you. The song for me is a masterful delivery of the most punishing sensation. There is lonely and there is lonely.
Is it me or did the room just get darker? Is it me or did I just lay down and die? Is this a dream or did the world just crumble at my very feet? How in heaven will I ever be alright?
What song sings lonely to you?